Hello everyone and welcome to a Wordy Story. Today, we're diving into a powerful tale that reveals 5 essential lessons about managing money. These aren't the lessons you typically learn in school, but they are absolutely crucial for building a life of financial success. As we follow the journey of a young man named Sam, we'll also pick up some new words and see how to use them in sentences. This is a fantastic way to practice your English in a fun, relaxed, and memorable way. So, make sure you stay with us right to the very end. Once upon a time, in a bustling little town, lived a 27-year-old man named Sam. One afternoon, he found himself sitting on the side of the road, completely lost in thought. Despite working diligently for 5 long years, his life hadn't improved one bit. He was stuck. Sam couldn't help but wonder if there was a real, tangible way to escape the cycle of poverty and achieve true, lasting wealth. As he strolled through the streets, his path led him past a grand, magnificent mansion. Something inside him, a feeling he couldn't explain, compelled him to step beyond the tall iron gate, even without permission. Little did he know, this single, daring act was about to set him on a course that would lead to a life-changing lesson about money. From a distance, he saw an elderly man sitting peacefully on a garden bench, a warm cup of coffee in his hand. This man was Mr. Hayes, the owner of the mansion. He was known throughout the town as a wealthy man, but also a remarkably humble and generous soul. Sam cautiously approached him, his heart pounding slightly. He began by politely apologizing. "I'm so sorry for entering without permission, Mr. Hayes," he said, his voice a little shaky. Mr. Hayes, recognizing Sam from the town, was surprised by his sudden visit, but greeted him with a kind and welcoming smile. He was curious to know what had brought the young man to his doorstep. "Not at all, my boy. Please, have a seat," he offered. Sam took a seat on the bench beside Mr. Hayes and began to pour out his heart. "Sir," he started, "I've been working hard for 5 years now, earning a decent wage, yet my life hasn't changed at all. I don't splurge on frivolous things, but I just can't seem to get ahead. Do you have any advice on how someone like me could possibly become wealthy?" With a warm, knowing smile, Mr. Hayes replied, "Anyone can achieve wealth, Sam. That includes you." He leaned in slightly. "I'll share 5 principles about money that you won't learn in any school. If you follow these carefully, I assure you, you will find yourself on the path to financial success." Eagerly, Sam listened, ready to absorb every word. "The first rule," Mr. Hayes began, "is to spend less than you earn. This is the absolute foundation of wealth. If you don't master this first step, you can't possibly move on to the others." He explained further. For example, if you make $5,000 a month, you must set aside at least $2,000. If you earn $3,000, save at least $1,000. You have to avoid any expense that exceeds your income, whether it's taking on unnecessary loans or gambling your money away. Even if you earn a 6-figure salary, without this fundamental rule, you'll always remain in debt. Sam nodded thoughtfully, letting the simple but profound advice sink in. Mr. Hayes took a calm sip of his coffee and continued. "The second rule is to have an emergency fund. Life, as you know, is unpredictable. A car can break down, a roof can start to leak, or a job can suddenly be lost. These things happen. Without an emergency fund set aside, you're forced to borrow money, often at high interest rates, or sell your assets at a loss. This restricts your options and adds an enormous amount of stress to an already difficult situation. Think of your emergency fund as a financial safety net. It's there to protect you and your finances when those unexpected events arise." Sam nodded again, appreciating the sheer wisdom in this proactive approach. It made perfect sense. Mr. Hayes said, "Let's get to the third lesson, which is investing. Now, I understand that people like you might feel unsure or hesitant about investing in a business or the stock market, especially if you don't have much knowledge in those areas. So the single best investment you can make right now is in yourself." "Curious?" Sam asked. "How, sir? What do you mean?" Mr. Hayes continued. "Take your current skill set, whatever it may be. Perhaps it's carpentry, plumbing, or customer service. Invest your time, your energy, and some of your money into mastering it further. Become an expert in your field. Learn where your boss sources materials from, or explore new ways to market your services more effectively. Use a portion of your savings to improve your expertise. You can attend courses, buy better tools, or read relevant books. The goal is to become so good that you are indispensable. Realizing the immense value in these words, Sam looked at Mr. Hayes with a newfound sense of determination. He regretted not having learned this crucial lesson much sooner. Mr. Hayes saw the spark in Sam's eyes and continued with the fourth lesson. Now that you're actively gaining valuable skills, it's time to start earning more. Once you've honed your abilities and become a true professional, opportunities will open up. Maybe you'll start your own business. As your expertise grows, so will your income. You'll no longer be paid just for your time per hour, but you'll be earning based on the results you produce. The harder and smarter you work, the more you will earn. The sky was beginning to get darker, but Sam felt no urge to leave. He was completely captivated, eager to learn the final, crucial principle. Mr. Hayes looked at him kindly and said, "And finally, the fifth lesson is to create passive income. Once you've successfully applied the first 4 principles, you should have extra money available. Now, it's time to make your money work for you. You can invest in property and earn rental income. You could start a small rental business, buy into a franchise, or research other reliable sources of passive income. The key is to think carefully and choose wisely. How about it, Sam? Are you ready to take on these lessons?" Mr. Hayes asked, ending their conversation with a gentle, encouraging smile. Brimming with excitement and a new sense of purpose, Sam replied, "I used to just go to work, save a little, and hope that wealth would somehow come my way. But now, I understand that there's a real, actionable strategy. I'm so thankful, sir, for this invaluable guidance. Today, we learned some fantastic new words and sentences through this inspiring story about wealth and financial wisdom.